Hello, and welcome back to Minecraft. Mr. 13 here. Thank you to Rogenberg for subscribing. I really appreciate the new subscribers that I've gotten, and thank you everyone else who's stuck around. And at the end of my last video, I said I was going to go after the golem in that tower. I actually went there off camera, and my dog Mythra here, he took care of him for me. He did really well. I was worried about him. I had to hear him getting hurt and took kind of something of a beating, but he actually defeated the golem all on his own. It was pretty impressive. But actually, you may notice already some differences in my screen. Namely, I only have 3 hearts, and the upper left corner looks different, and there's no more mini-map in the upper right. And that is because I've updated my Minecraft to 1.2.5. So I did that, and basically here's the thing. The Yogg box is, I believe, it says on the website 1.1. I think it's more like 1.2.3 when you download it. I'm not sure, one or the other. But in actuality, most of the mods that are in the Yogg box are actually available for a 1.2.5 version. They just haven't put together a new mod pack for it. I know there's a few, like Airship and Mine Colony. Those two don't have a new version yet. And there may be a couple out there, but most of the main ones actually are ready for 1.2.5. There's also the reason that I don't have my mini-map is because the patch for Ray's mini-map that goes with the more health RPG mod, that's why I have the 3 hearts, that patch is not ready for 1.2.5. So maybe if they actually get that patch out, then I will be bringing the minimap back, because I like to have the minimap. But I'm actually using, in the upper left-hand corner, you can see I'm using the Ingame Info mod. And I've customized it myself. The one that you get with Yoggbox, they have set to just display your day, the level, your experience, something along those lines. There's just like 3 things I think that it shows. Your score, I think, is up there. And I've put, you can see the direction, my coordinates, the light level. I always like to have light level. That's why I would always use the what's my light level mod. That's what I usually use. That's in my upper left corner of my screen. I've also got the FPS, and I think it ended up being a pretty good group of information, stuff that I like to know. And the mod is really good. Ingame Info, you can actually customize it and put whatever you want. You can put what weapon you have equipped or any of that. It's a lot of stuff. They don't actually have that set for the Yogg box. It's stuff you can do on your own. If you look into the mod, you can set it yourself. And I mean, you can even set colors. Like you see now, my light is 6 and 5 in red, and that's because I have it set to turn red when it's at light levels that hostile mobs can spawn at. So that's what's going on there. And basically, I just felt like updating and not playing on 1.2.3 because the majority of the mods are ready already for 1.2.5, and I wanted the better versions. And like I said, Mine Colony is one that isn't, and I used to have the that village up here, but it's no longer up here because that mod, like I said, is not ready. But I figured I felt like it was a good exchange because for one, I've updated my Minecraft version, and that's really cool. And in exchange for Mine Colony, I've been able to install Thaumcraft 2, which is a mod that I've been watching a few of my favorite YouTubers play and have a lot of fun with, and it just adds so much content to the game. I really wanted to use it, and I did have some difficulties with it when I tried to install it in 1.2.3, but I have found out the reasoning is that it actually conflicts with Optifine. But from what I can tell, it only conflicts with Optifine for multi-core Optifine. So if you're using the smooth Optifine S or Optifine HDS, you'll actually be okay. But I mean, you get some weird artifacts and textures when you try to use it with the multi-core. Like I was getting transparent mobs. Like my people here were partly transparent or all the way transparent, and that's the reason is Optifine conflict. And I mean, it's the same thing. The More Health RPG, which is one I've been wanting to use, where I can go from having 3 hearts down at the beginning to, I think it'll be 13 because I think I'll add 10 through gaining levels. And that's another one you can configure yourself. You can actually start at 10 and go up to 20 hearts, but I like kind of how the Ogbox has it set, where you start at 3 and you can work your way up to 13. But you can also configure what levels you want to actually gain another heart at. So I have mine set to prime numbers. I just felt like that was kind of an interesting way to do it. You could set it to every 5, but I have mine set to like level 2, level 3, level 5, 7, 11, 13, so on and so forth, up to, I think, 29 is when I get my final heart at level 29. And another thing is I'm not using the More XP mod that is in the Ogbox. When I did try to use it, I don't know if I had it configured wrong or what it was, but I was getting ridiculous experience, and that was in one of my episodes. I actually commented on it because I'd hit like level 60 or something ridiculous like that. I think with the way I have everything set up, I don't really need the more experience because, like I said, at the highest level I need to get all of the hearts is only level 29, and I've done that on default Minecraft without too much difficulty. It'll take a while, but another factor is that I use the unofficial better enchanting mod. So, like I showed in my recent video, I made this sword with like the highest level of added damage with only like level 23 experience. So again, I won't really need the added experience. And then a few more differences from the standard Ogbox install is I don't use keep inventory on death. I think that's a bit too overpowered, really, because there's not really any downside to having your character die. I mean, like I pointed out before, you can just go adventuring, pick up as much loot as you can carry, then jump. Excuse me, my mic. Anyways, yeah, you can jump off a cliff and then just get warped back to your spawn point. So instead I use the death chest, where I just have to carry a chest like here in my inventory, and it'll be dropped wherever I die, and then I just got to make sure and go back and pick up that chest. And Ogbox also uses the Mine Colony mod, like I pointed out, and I did use that. I used it, and you probably saw in the last video I had quite a village going. That's a really, really fun mod. Mine Colony, you can have lumberjacks cutting wood for you, and miners collecting stone and coal and iron. Quite a few things. The village is really awesome, and that you're actually collecting taxes, so you end up with gold and silver that you can transfer into actual gold bars and even diamonds and iron bars, or ingots rather. And I really had fun with that one. I hope they continue to update it. There's not a version for 1.2 and 1.5. I don't suspect that they'll actually update to that. I think they may come out with another version at 1.3. And I'd really like to see a combination of Mine Colony and Tale of Kingdoms mod. Both of those are really good and have just tons of potential. Something combining the better features of both would be like the perfect villager mod. And also Millionaire. I really like Millionaire, but as I've said before, it's pretty resource demanding, and with my laptop, I don't even want to attempt Millionaire. So instead of Mindcolly and Millionaire, I actually have the Minecraft Comes Alive mod still. That's with Here Are These People. Instead of the default Minecraft people, I have actual humans, and like I got my wife hanging out in my castle, and I'm going to have another kid because Jackson died. I'll be placing his tombstone in a little memorial place in a video coming up soon. And like I pointed out, I don't have Ray's Minimap going, and hopefully there'll be a patch. If there's not a patch, that's okay. I have the in-game info. Like I said, I have it set so I can see my coordinates. I can see what direction I face. Kind of the more important details. So I'll get through. And besides, I mean, really, if you're just watching the video, I'm sure you don't really care as much about the map. I mean, I might care to see like the mobs or some of that stuff around me. But I mean, really, for watching the videos, it's just more open screen for any of my viewers. So I'm not going to be bothered by it. You know, like I've said before, I used to play default Minecraft all the time, play it like crazy. So it just takes a little extra vigilance on my part not to get surprised by a creeper or a ogre or something. Also, the Experience Chest mod, that mod is with the Yogbox, and I really did like it. I used it in this. I don't know if I even featured it when I was playing in the recent videos, but I did use it, and I think it's a pretty awesome mod. Really, you can just keep going back to it and storing your experience. But from what I could tell, it's dependent on ModLoader MP, the multiplayer version of ModLoader. And as of recent versions of Minecraft Forge, the two aren't compatible. You can't use the Minecraft Forge after version like 3 or whatever the number is with ModLoader MP, and then Experience Chest needs ModLoader MP, and so on and so forth. So long story short, I wasn't able to install Experience Chest, even though I think it's an awesome mod. But I went back to the mod that I was using before that kind of fills that void, and that's the XP book. So I did feature that in a previous video. You just basically craft a book, and it takes half your experience, and then you eat the book, and you get that experience back. So that's as good as a chest for the most part. So that's what I'll be using. And finally, just a few more of the differences between the Yogbox and what I'm using now. There's Twilight Forest in Yogbox. I know Extreme Biomes XL is listed as one of the mods in Yogbox, but from what I can tell, they're not using it anymore. There was some kind of conflicts with like Better Dungeons or Battle Towers or some of the village or dungeon generation, so they're not using Extreme Biomes. I think it's really awesome mod myself, but also Minecraft Minions is in Yogbox, and Adventure Items and Ropes Plus. So all those, like I said, Twilight Forest, Extreme Biomes, and all those are ones that are in the Yogbox, but I'm not using for different reasons. For the most part, what I can tell, all of those actually have updated versions for the newest version of Minecraft, but for whatever reason I don't want to use them myself. But instead I am using ones that aren't in the Yogbox. Namely, I'm using Zai's Farming mod, and I've featured that a few times and mentioned it several. I'm also using Powercraft, and that was the one where I found like the crystals underground, and there's a lot you can do. It's basically the only like factory mod that I'm using for making conveyor belts, and there's a lot that I'll get into eventually when I start finally using that one, more than just finding the items, the crystals. And also Doggy Talents, that's another one that I've been having a lot of fun with. I still have Mr. here with me, and there's just a few more. There's a few more that aren't actually in the Yogbox, but I like to use myself. So I thought I'd just make this video real quick and kind of tell everybody where I'm at as far as the overall game. Like you saw, the Mine Colony Village is no longer there, but there's still a destroyed battle tower that way, and then the one out in the desert that I first went after. And you can tell my whole village is here, my castle is there with everything, and I still have my pet dog. So not a lot has changed, but I've managed to update my Minecraft and add in a few extra good mods like Thaumcraft. So I look forward to getting into all of that, and I will in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick little status update, and we'll see you next time.